Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. All right, today I'm finally installing the second J&L OSC oil catch can. Now this is a 3.0, meaning a 3.0 can. The can holds 3 liquid ounces. There's black and silver. We decided to go with silver for both Broncos. I'll put a link in the description below for Becky's install video so you can see that as well. But I do want to let you know that J&L OSC gave us 2 oil catch cans for a fair and honest review. So they were really nice and you know, hooked us up with both of these. How do they compare? Do they collect the same? So we have 2 engines right next to each other, about the same, well, a few miles of difference on them. But we're going to see how they compare, and do we take the same amount of oil out every 5,000 miles. So we'll do that in the future, but for right now, we're going to do this review. So you know, and we'll have a link for this part in the description below. So if you want to buy one, you'll be able to do that. All right, so let's open it up. So what this kit consists of is mounting hardware. There is a bracket, 2 Phillips head screws. Probably take them out so you can see them. I've got to go ahead and take them out of the bag so I can lose them under the hood of the Bronco. It's going to be fun, and the sun's going down, so let's hurry up. So what we have here, we have a pack that has a 10mm bolt in it. That'll hold the bracket to the unused stud on the back of the intake, or place for a bolt, and 2 Phillips head screws. That'll hold the can to the bracket. Let's get rolling. Oh, I guess you want to see this though, don't you? So this is it. Now Becky also mentioned this in her video. So the way this oil catch can goes, it's going to sit on the back of the engine. It's going to mount up there. These connections may not be oriented exactly right. So they are in a position where you can spin these. If you notice, I can turn this right here, right? So we're not going to worry about this right now. What we're going to do is we're going to mount the bracket to here, get it on the engine, and get rolling. All right, so here we go. So where are we going to lose that bolt, Becky?
Don't drop the screws.
Oh. Screws, bolt. All right, so little trick here, something to note. You know, how does this go? Which way does it go? Well, what you want to do is you want to line the logo up in the bracket with the logo in the top of the can. So we're going to go just like this. When you need glasses and you don't wear your glasses, sometimes it's a challenge.
Look at you trying to be all bougie.
I am boozy. I've got my
attaching the thing on without the workbench.
You like that?
Yeah.
So it's called freestyling.
I was afraid that I was going to drop the screws everywhere.
Well, you might have.
Probably would.
So it's called freestyling, and I'm doing it with a dress shirt on and a light colored dress shirt, by the way.
You're a risk taker.
All right, so really no torch spec, but you can see it's on there. I lined the can up.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
What she said. All right, let's get rolling.
Chop chop.
We're running out of daylight. We're running out of daylight. Now, Becky, you did this a little bit quicker, right? I don't know. So the problem is my hands are cold. And I know, yeah.
Mine are too.
Excuse, it's chilly out here today. I was able to take this one off. So what I'm going to do is just spin this around, and I can see the other side. And there you go. So we're going to hang on to this just for whatever reason. I want to put it back on there. But so here's what we're going to do. So this is the oil catch can. It's going to install on this bracket right here. Does it go that way, Becky? Which way does it go?
What?
So I've got a bum knee, y'all. And I'm leaning over the hood of the old Bronco.
Just so you know, I offered to install it again, but he wouldn't let me.
Look, I got to do something too, you know. I already get enough grief. I haven't modified this Bronco. And yes, it sits inside. Quit hating on me because it sits in a garage. All right. So now you can see I've got the bracket on.
Again,
Here's what we're going to do. So we put the bracket up here. I've got the 10mm bolt hand tight. You can see this wiggles a little bit because what we don't want to do is try to tighten this down and put the hoses in under a bind. So let's go ahead and let's connect the one to the intake. All right, so we have the line hooked up to the intake, and now we have to hook the one to the valve cover.
Ta-da.
There we go. Now,
Voila.
everything feels good, right? It's in here. It's not in a bind. I don't have any weird angles, any crimps in the hoses. Everything looks good and feels good. So now it's a matter of tightening down the 10 millimeter. Right now, one thing I want to make sure is that the can was put on tight from J&L, and it is. Good job, guys. So everything there is good. So as far as the instructions state, yes, it's easy, right? You saw how long that took, and I was kind of goofing off a little bit and running out of daylight at the same time. We are going to keep this hose in case we need to reinstall it back on the Bronco for whatever reason. And so now the second Bronco is done, so we'll be able to do a side-by-side comparison. You know, we did an oil sample with Becky's Bronco, and so we're going to wait on that to come back. That'll be a future video, but I think for what it's worth, for what it costs, and the little bit of insurance that it gives you, I'm glad we're doing it. Now, there again, we say this in all of our videos. We can't recommend you do this just because. I'm just showing you what we're doing and seeing how easy it is. So if you choose to, if you decide to put on one on your Bronco, well, at least on the 2.7, this is how it's done. It's a little bit different on the 2.3. Just keep that in mind. But not hard at all. And you know what? Pretty cool. We get these little stickers. 3 of them here. You can put this in the windshield, remind yourself when you installed it or when you cleaned it, so you'll know, or when you checked it. And there are instructions in the box. Pretty cool stickers. Don't quite know where I'm going to put these yet with the soft top. We put these on the back of Becky's, but there's a little card that comes with it. This is pretty interesting. You can scan one of the barcodes, and this will take you to a video that shows you how to install it. So even though we're showing you here, I'd still recommend you check this out because that's the official install video. And then you get some cool stuff here, little advertisement with J&L OSC. There's another video, I'll put a link in the description below, that shows in roughly 2,300 miles how much oil came out of Becky's Bronco, which is another 2.7, actually a 22. So let's see what happens, and hopefully you liked the video, and a shout out to J&L OSC for giving us these two to try and give them a review. So I can tell you that as far as an install, I give it a 10 out of 10 because it's really easy, it's simple, the instructions work. Of course, we watched the instruction video on the last one, so I didn't need to do it here. So it's a really good component. So watch out for future videos while we check it and go from there. All right, everyone, if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And yes, as a ex-engine builder, I'm installing this because, well, I think it's needed. See ya.